Well, once again, we have done it. Just yesterday, you all helped me reach 500 subscribers on YouTube. And I just wanted to let you all know that I really appreciate everything you've done to get me here. A YouTube channel really is nothing without its viewers, and over 500 of you have cared enough to watch my content, leave thumbs up, and then stick around for more. So I'm going to try and make this video relatively short, and it's going to serve as an acknowledgement of reaching the goal and to let you all know where we go from here. I'll probably replace the current channel trailer with this video as well. It just seems to sort of make sense to do that. So as I said at the start of the video, yesterday, which was I think August 3rd, 2021, we hit and surpassed 500 subs here on this YouTube channel. And I really can't thank you enough. I just don't really know what to say, so instead of repeating these words over and over again, just know that I really appreciate the support and all the encouragement, and you've just given me a really strong foundation to build on, and honestly, that is priceless. Besides all of the huge milestones on YouTube, there are some smaller ones that I quickly want to mention. We just got the ability to use a custom web address, which is cool, so now it doesn't just look like a random string of letters when I post a link to the channel. And also, you know, getting to 500 is actually a bigger deal than it might seem, because a lot of these sites that you can sign up to get review codes for games want you to be at 500 plus subscribers. And of course, they don't always give them to you, and I haven't had one granted to me yet, but being at 500 gets you what they call accredited. And that means that they're quite a bit more likely to give you them once you reach that, so it's a big step in the right direction. And of course, if I ever do get review codes for reviews, I will be 100% disclosing that, so you all know what the situation is. And you know, I do understand that on YouTube, a lot of people have millions of subs, and 500 might seem, well, a bit unimpressive to some people, I suppose, but I really do believe in celebrating and acknowledging all milestones, no matter how big they are. It just gives you that kind of encouragement to keep going and give you something to work towards. And again, I can't get to these milestones without people like you watching my stuff and subscribing. I mean, if you just think about that Samurai Warriors 5 review that I did and the follow-up video that came afterwards, those videos combined have over 15,000 views. And I had so much positive feedback on them, so I don't know, it's just kind of exciting to see it. It's just really cool, and for a channel the size of mine, that's not bad at all. But you might be wondering, where do we go from here? Well, I suppose the first thing to do would be to set one final channel goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers. When you pass 1,000, there's really no need for goals after that, I don't think. I mean, obviously, if you hit things like 10k, you can celebrate that. But I mean, once you get past it, there's not really a reason to have, you know, incremental little goals, I don't think anyway. Let me know what you think about that. But when you do hit 1k, that's usually when you can really think about moving the channel forward and potentially making a career out of the channel. Because one, you get monetized. I mean, you do have to have 1,000 subs and I think 4,000 watch hours, but you get monetized and you can actually make some sort of income from your videos. And two, you can much more easily be granted review codes, and some sponsors do help out smaller channels, so there's that to think about. And three, with a subscriber base of 1,000, you could quite easily start doing some low-end streaming and have a small group of watchers, which is all you really need to get going, at least initially. And please don't get me wrong, I do understand that all this talk of monetization and sponsors and all that kind of thing might sound a bit, I don't know, corporate, I suppose, but there is a reason for that. I haven't really talked too much about it on the channel yet at this point, but I am not employed at the moment, and I haven't been for a number of years. And there's a whole long story that goes along with this, which perhaps I'll tell in the future when there's, you know, more of you. But the short version is just that I worked at one of the biggest supermarkets in the UK, and I broke my back working there. I've been through surgery, many different physios, countless different pain medications, and it's only ever really got worse. Without trying to create a sob story, I'm always in moderate to high pain, you know, like constantly, and it's basically 24/7. So during the lockdowns, I really decided to give YouTube a go, which is why things like monetization and sponsors will be important to me as I go forward, because I'd simply just love a way to support myself, if I'm honest, and obviously the missus. The fact that I'm passionate about games and get to talk about them online is just kind of a bonus, really. But yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason why this stuff will be important to me. And don't get me wrong, it won't get in the way. I mean, rest assured, I will never sell out the channel or shill for stuff that I don't like or care about. I've said it before, but you won't ever see things like, I don't know, Raid Shadow Legends on this channel, and you can quote me on that. Things like integrity aren't really important to a lot of people these days, but to me, it's really important. So, as I said, it will never get in the way of the content on the channel. I suppose the last important thing to talk about is the stuff that you can do to support me and the channel. Firstly, the easiest thing that you can do is simply be subscribed, watch the content, leave thumbs up or thumbs down depending on how you feel, and leave comments as well. I mean, you can choose to do all of those things, one of those things, or any combination of them. These are the kinds of things that YouTube's mystical algorithm just wants to see, so as you can imagine, the more of those things you do, the better off the channel will be. It's as simple as that. I also have an Instagram and now a Twitter page as well, so feel free to follow me on those. You can use the Linktree address in the video description to find all my links. On Instagram, I usually post when I get a new game to review or just when I feel like sharing something, honestly. You can kind of see exactly what I'm going to review next based on what I've posted. And on Twitter, I just post links to my new videos, which might be helpful to some people as YouTube doesn't always send out notifications when it's supposed to. But I only have a few followers on Twitter as I created it recently, but you know, feel free to follow me there if you want to. And lastly, I want to mention that I do in fact have a Patreon page. Now, I don't mention this in my videos because generally, as I've said before, it kind of feels a bit too much like begging. And I never want my channel to feel like it's all about the money, you know, because I'm just not that way inclined really, but it is there if you want to support me above and beyond just YouTube. None of my content will ever be locked behind Patreon, and it's just there for people who want to help support me. The pledge levels have been set pretty low, and I do have one very, very kind viewer already there who wanted to support me, and just let me say that they are very much appreciated. He was actually the 95th person to ever subscribe to this channel, so definitely an OG right there. I will actually be making an end card that I'll probably add to the end of this video as a test, which will then go at the end of every other video to shout out Patreon supporters. Other than that though, if you're not into Patreon and just don't want to use it, I may just put a PayPal donation link for anyone who wants to just give a tip or something. I mean, it could literally be a single dollar or a pound or whatever the case may be. But remember, none of this is necessary at all. Please do not feel obligated to give anything at any time. As long as YouTube works the way it does, my content will always be completely free on my YouTube channel. You can watch everything I put out without ever dropping a penny. So those Patreon and donation things are just for people that want to do it. You don't need to worry about it if you're not interested at all. But there you go, I think that's everything I really needed to say. So in conclusion, thank you all very much. The last proper goal I'll set for the channel for subs will be 1,000, and then after that I guess we'll just see how far we can get. If you want to support the channel, you know exactly where to go and what to do, and for those who want to go even further, Patreon is available to you. Feel free to follow me on Instagram and or Twitter if you'd like to, and all the links for this stuff will be down in the video description via Linktree. But with all that said, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.